Bonjour, ça va? Bien merci. Hello, welcome to the honest-wargamer. I am your French host, Robert. But mainly, today's show is going to be looking at 3D minis. So these are sculpts and designs that have been produced by artists on Patreon. I am a member of each of these Patreons, so I don't get anything for free. I pay to be able to talk about these minis. I don't get anything for free. The honest-wargamer doesn't take anything for free, and that way you know all my opinions are at least what I think. Doesn't mean that they're right. It just means that they're from the heart. That's what it means. That's what it means. I'm joined by the Twitch chat, as you can see. I'm live every Monday through to Friday at 11 a.m. till sometime. It depends on how many episodes of Rangers of the Bloodstone we can get through. And today we're going to be looking at all the different 3D designs from different patrons that I think it's worth subscribing to. There are probably more, and if you've got any suggestions for ones that you like, put them in the notes below. If you listen to this podcast, well, it's not going to be a podcast because it's a terrible podcast. But if you're watching back to YouTube, like and subscribe and all that other nonsense. Right? Okay. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first one is from The Printing Goes Ever On. Okay, I'll let you know that all of these minis are probably going to be done on a resin printer. There are many resin printers. There are people better than Warhammer content creators like myself who will be able to give you good indications on what to purchase. You probably want to find someone like the 3D print guy or some other people, because more than likely their entire thing is 3D printing, whereas 3D printing is like my side hobby to what is my main job, which is wargaming, right? So listen to those guys, don't listen to some fucking dumb wargame YouTuber, right? Anyway, so I don't know about anyone else, but I like Rings of Power. Sure, there are some plot holes. Sure, there's not quite as much incest as you get on Game of Thrones, which is not too much incest, but not no incest, like quite a lot. But like, I don't know. There's a lot going on there. Like, it's quite a bit. And so when I'm feeling a bit like I just want something a bit more wholesome, obviously I go to good old Rings of Power. And then the Printing Goes Ever On is a Patreon I started to subscribe to because I do like the idea of potentially producing a Lord of the Rings army to play in the Lord of the Rings game. So you can see what is quite clearly some Gondorians. Pretty certain these are some Gondorians, right? They got the tree, they got the armor, and all that other stuff. Yeah. Sandman right now, which is amazing. Yeah, okay, Rings of Power is really good. I really liked it. Like, and by the way, anyone who's listening and is annoyed that there are some black elves, obviously I think you're a terrible human being, so go away and never watch my shit again. Right, so, moving on. Yeah, just some cool designs. Look at them. Like, they're just fun. Like, they're not necessarily massively inspirational. Ooh, fun! An Uruk guy. So I haven't looked at any of these yet, just as an FYI. So I'm reacting like everyone else, right? Gondorianites. Okay, they're Gandorianites is what they are. So there we go. Yeah, so that's probably Boromir. And this, it looks like, it's okay. It's not bad. Like, I mean, ultimately, they're pretty cool. You know, they're just some knights of the realm. And they're quite clearly meant to be like, you know, these are some Gondor soldiers or foot troops or whatever. I don't know enough about the Lord of the Rings game is that Faramir? Maybe that's Faramir. Who knows? I don't know enough about the Lord of the Rings game to kind of comment. So that's Boromir, I guess. And then that's some other guy on a rock. So yeah, pretty cool. Like, looks like some fun stuff. Is that Azhag? That's not his name, is it? These are some great sculpts. Yeah, they're fun, right? They're like, it's fun. Like, because we're going to go through a bunch of different stuff. Anyway, that's the Printing Goes Ever Onwards. Next up, oh boy, I love these guys. Okay, so this is more if you're a D&D person, So I'm a big fan of STL Miniatures. They make wacky, kind of almost World of Warcrafty, cartoonesque miniatures, but they're always fun. The theme this one is wizards. It looks like. See you later, Danzig. Look after yourself. Where's the back scroll, Rob? Do something. What can I do? Okay, so then, as you can see, like a range of wicked, like magical elemental stuff, and just super fun. Again, like it's a little bit more ham-fisted than like, you know, kind of like deep, dark, menacing design that we'll see in the future, like in some of the other designers. But I really like it, like, and especially fun if you're creating D&D tables, and or if you just for your Frostgrave, Warhammer, Conquest, you want some like fun minis. These are really fun, right? Especially as there's a theme every time, and you also get access to loads of like just little stuff. Like this is cool for terrain, like a little priest altar if you want to put that in there, which is great. You get this little anvil, like which is good basing material as well if you want. This looks like a rock orc with like arms coming out of him. I quite like that. That's fun. Here's a priest doing some, well, a wizard, a blind wizard doing some fucking floor bending, or whatever done. And then you get like these carts and all these other little additions. So again, not necessarily perfect for like wargaming, but like all these elements are just so much fun for stuff to put on bases and just yeah. I mean, look at that. It's a cool pot. Like is that like it's a pot where it's obviously someone's reading the book and then it's like moving magic pots around. This is fun, right? I just super love it. Here you can see a little dude casting some. This is quite a fun one. It's a little elf doing some water bending, as you can see here. That's quite cool. I quite like that. This is a really cool one. Like this, you could definitely put inside of an army. I think this is a really fun, like maybe as a unit champion to like differentiate, like if you were using it, like if you're using like rank and flank infantry, or just as a wizard of any sort. I mean, that's kind of one of the things that's best about like games like Age of Sigmar, I guess, is that like generally you can be model agnostic, like pretty much, like you can just take the time. I've just come from a tournament. Like everyone is just vibing. Like you could use that guy for like as a variety of different characters in game. And again, big firebrand guy doing the same thing. That's quite cool. Is he like toasting? Like they've got like the designers for this have a very kind of like Fable the game kind of like vibe to their designs, which I really appreciate. It's a very nice aesthetic. Yeah. It would be really cool if Small Heroes and AOS were better in fights. I've been saying this for ages, and you know that. Like, just huge fan. Some marshmallow toasties. I agree. There you can see like a forge. It looks like a forge. Yes, let's go. We've got ourselves a dwarf, some little flamey hair. He or she got a little mitten. Oh, for working on the forge. Love that. That's really fun. Big forge hammer. Big smiley face, fantastic stuff. Like, really good. This is awesome. What is that? A Draconid with a lute. A bard on a magic carpet. Flying. I'm in. Right? I'm absolutely in on that. Right, that's really hot. This is the one I tweeted out because I thought this was fantastic. So this kind of looks like a wind mage of some sort, but it's kind of got those like a wooden mask in front and then a bunch of like looks like dreadlocks or something else behind. I really like that. I think it's got like that kind of like nice shaman power vibe, which yeah, just fantastic. Little sign says cafe and then thingy there, which I love. I think that's cute. And then loading screen of death. And then again another cart to print out, paint. Just yeah, really fun, really fun. And then some additional elements that if you want to, you can build a sweet little like board and stuff. Like it's got all of the tools are here for building like big D&D adventure campaigns. I really do think. So yeah, that's STL Miniatures. Okay, so on to probably one of the better designers if you want to build yourself armies. Like if you're like, I want to pay for like a monthly subscription, or I want to pay for like a one-off set and I want to build an army from like the prints that they produce. TitanForge is probably one of the better ones available to you here. Hello to Shugo in the chat, whose birthday it is. Happy birthday, Shugo! Let's go. Happy birthday to you. So this is obviously it's October as well, so most of the designers are going to take the opportunity to be spooky. It's spooky season. Yeah, call me Spooky Rob. Okay, I like Halloween. Need everyone to know. Like Halloween. I like my favorite obviously is Guy Fawkes Night, 5th of November, when we were so close to getting what we needed. Guy Fawkes nearly got there. So alternate timeline. So I'm like, because I'm a pro Guy Fawkes fan as opposed to an anti. But yeah. So yeah, but like, you know, Halloween's cool, and there's some cool minis in here. Nope, it's Darktober. Rob outed as a huge Catholic. Anyway, right, so the Grave Haunt Vampires. Yeah, Grave Haunt Vampires, right? Um, so yeah, we've got like, it looks like it's going to be spooky season. And thank you, chat. I think anyone's birthday in October just instantly love autumn in general. It's true, right? So we've got a big undead vampire here, zombie dragon. I gotta say, like, I think this is a bit of a miss for me. Like, it's fine, like it's kind of okay, but not too bothered about that. So I'm gonna skip it. But now let's go. A collection of vampires, you ask? Yes, I will take that collection of vampires. Hopefully, there's some close-ups of these because they look great. And here's another unit shot of a bunch of vamps. So right, okay. Is this not unit by unit? This is a bit. Let me try and find like a better set of images where they go through them in detail. I'm really hoping there's one. No, don't do this. You used to do them one at a time and it was great. Oh no. You were the chosen ones! Okay, so here's at least the vampires. Look at them. So we've got like a dark elf vampire, maybe? It's like a death knight. I love the shoulder pads, which are skulls with candles on. I'll take that. That's pretty hot. Yeah, that's pretty fun. I like that a lot. That's some nice stuff. And then we've got some ghouls, which are quite cool. I love this guy ripping an arm to bits. That's really fun. And this guy using a vertebrae and a skull as a weapon. That's cool. Yes, really into this. The crow vampire. Like, well, it's just a crow wizard, isn't it? With like crows on its back, big load of feathers. Like, I'm sure there's a name for like crow, like wizards from the swamps. This one is insane. Yeah, a necromancer. Yeah, a witch. Yeah. Yeah, you could use this as a Beast of Chaos wizard, definitely. You could use it as a really messed up Cities of Sigmar, like death wizard if you really wanted. Like, you know, there's definitely some room to like really play with that as a miniature, and I just think it's great. It's a necromancer. A necromancer. Yes, correct. Yeah, perfect. Love that. And then a bunch of crows that it summons, I guess. Hold on. Right, okay. It's a bit of a shame they haven't done they're doing the big army shots. I don't like that. But anyway, whatever. They're doing videos now. Videos are the worst version. Don't do videos. Okay, so here you can see. Let's use our peepers, try and get closer. So it's a bunch of guard. So there's a variety of different, like, it looks like skeleton warriors. And you got a bunch of different weapon options. You got some archers, you got some big weapon bros, and you got some small weapon bros, and they look fantastic. You know, they're in keeping. And then a bunch of vampires. So you could definitely do a Sob like Gravelord's army out of this if you're playing Age of Sigmar, right? Like, you've got Graveguard available there because they've got some big weapon options. You've got Skeleton Warriors if you want, and then you've got Blood Knights available to you here in the Blood Knights. The Blood Knights are okay. They look a little blocky, to be honest. They're not quite as elegant as maybe the GW ones. They're okay, though. They're not terrible. I really think that the 3D printing universe is where like that line between GW like as a miniature producer, but also you as a consumer really blurs because they'll produce a character and it's like £25 to £30, or maybe even £20, and there is a plethora of characters and they're worth and they cost you a quid or something. Obviously there's time it's probably more than £1, but it's not any more than two, as an example. And here's some really fun characters. I like the alternate pose on the kind of tree death, like elf one on the top left-hand corner. If you see at the back, there's one with a massive scythe. There's another version with sword and shield. And then same for the dwarf doing magic and like casting a hammer. Then in the other version, he's like yeeting the shield in magic, and the other one he's just armed with both. And then with our lady with the booba, she's got 2 daggers, she's got a crossbow and dagger, and she's got an axe and sword. So again, some sort of like, I are these vampire hunters? Yeah, maybe. This is from the Titans of Adventure, so quite clearly these are meant to be like D&D characters, right? Like that you can put into their game. Most of these people. Oh, okay. Wow. That's great. I love that. What a lovely sculpt. A kind of that is a necromancer with like a crown of fingers. It looks like, which is quite fun. And then like a skeleton, like a skull-headed staff with maybe a rib cage around it. Yeah, a lich, and then a sword. That looks really cool. And then surrounded by a variety of ghouls. Ghouls. A set of bases, if you would just like some scenic bases for your army. And then a piece of terrain, which honestly, just stop doing terrain. No one cares. So yeah, a bit of a shame with the way they've presented this. I'm not gonna lie. Let's go back and actually try and look at these characters then, because normally they do like a picture for each character, and I'm hoping maybe they do that in the future. Because honestly, the guy at the back, like in the center, deserves a real close up. He's got a crown of bats. He's carrying a lady in his arm. He's definitely a vampire. Like he looks. I like the one with the ginormous cloak. Yeah, me too. He looks fantastic. And then there's a in the back left hand corner, super fucking creepy, is kind of an angel of death with the wings and the flag. And then it looks like it's got like an Annabelle style doll or child, like at the base of it that it's like carrying away, and it's very creepy and unsettling, and I do not like it at all. So don't like that. And then this is a cool range of characters, right? We've got a vampire on foot. We've got that same Angel of Death more forefront now. And then you've got a bunch of different like vampires on a horse, which are quite fun. Yeah, Rob, he could just be a wizard who's into kidnapping young ladies. He could be. Maybe like early vampire stories were just allegories of like the church coming for young children. Like I'm not really sure. Maybe they had no way of like expressing it, so they were just like, watch out for powerful men kidnapping young kids at night. Like who knows? But because it's difficult to know where these stories come from, right? Just some old pervert, exactly. Anyway, that's fun from TitanForge. I would have liked to have seen the models a little bit more up close. Bit of a shame, but there you go. Right, Artisan Guild. Let's do it. Let's stop the music. So Artisan Guild, again, they do some story at the front, because now they have their own game system with their miniatures as well, which is quite cool. And then they'll give us a little map of where it's from. These are very World of Warcrafty, these designs, as we've talked about before. So this is going to be from Denmora, the Arid Wastes. Okay, so this is the Arcanist Guild. Yes, a load of wizards. Okay, I don't hate this at all. This is super fun. The guy with the wizardy hat at the top right-hand corner, immediately I'm into that. That looks great. Big fan. Vampires are a metaphor for the capitalist class. Powerful bourgeois predators feeding off literal lifeblood of the working class. Ah, interesting. I thought it was a tuberculosis with the coughing up blood and going pale and becoming sensitive to sunlight. I did not know. I do not know. Thanks, chat. I'll look it up later. I'll look it up later. So yeah, like look, a variety of like different cloaks, pouches. I'm a sucker for a pouch. I'm not gonna lie. You know, like a little belt pouch is always nice. The guy in the center's got some curtain tassels. Interesting. I am of intrigue. Hey Rob, I'm going to your hometown, Tawny. Your Halloween Tawny. It's my first since AOS 1 first edition. Oh, nice. When will pack me up? Yes, today. Fancy dress is not mandatory, but encouraged, if that helps. Drag day is just what happens when you trap a kid in bed and tell him. Okay. Anyway. Cool. I like these. Oh, okay. We've got some movement. They present their minis very well. Like very well. That's all I'm gonna say. I just think like the little belt pouches. Like if you're a painter, like if you're not a painter, then they're not that fun. But if you're a painter, all these vials and crystals and stuff that they carry around on their pouches, which feels mandatory for a wizard. Like, you're a wizard. You should have, like, an arcanum thing here, a pack of a belt pouch full of all sorts of gubbins. You know, like, you should be, like, bedecked. You're a cleric, like, in many ways. Well, you know, you're a student of the arcane. I don't know if arcane is actually a word, but you know what I mean. The arcane. Just get more pouches. That's what I'm saying. This guy's great, reading from the book and casting a spell. I'm into that guy a lot. Okay, so then we kind of move on. Modular unit coming in 2 versions with various weapons and spell options. Okay, so it's the same unit, I think, but with different head swaps. Different. Oh yeah, so the Apprentice Arcanist, there are 6 and 6 of them. So there's another 6 of these. But then we're going to get some summoned elementals after. They're super fun. Super fun. Hello, chat. Yes, Bobbin. Hello. There's some cool stuff, man. There's some cool stuff. I really like this set. This is really fun. Oh, some summoned elementals. Okay. So we got Earth, Wind, and Fire. Last September. That's quite cool. They're quite cool. I quite like them. Rock Boy's quite cute, isn't he? Yeah, let's go Rock Boy. I quite like Lightning Guy, top right-hand corner. That's fun for Wind. Like, that's really fun. I think that one's a good one. Like, Wind's a tough one to do, and I think that's quite good as well. It's the Titans from Hercules. Yeah. Scale those up to 19 centimeters, and those are my Gargants. You could do them as Mega Gargants. That's a fun idea. I really like that. Yeah. That's fun. I got the Wind one's great. He's done a great job on the Wind one. Let's go. I think that's good. I honestly think that's really fun. Like, that's clever. Oh, yeah. Who is this? Hello. Modular Wizard Hero with variety of hat. This is just kind of what I want. Like, I get Age of Sigmar's high fantasy. Like, let's go. We got to be crazy. But you know what? Sometimes I just want a really well-crafted, like, it's not Gandalf, but it kind of is Gandalf. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just want the wizard. Just want the regular frickin' wizard with his wizardy hat and his wizardy staff being a goddamn wizard. Anyone who prints this without the hat is a coward. I mean, I agree. The hat is the future, right? Give me more of this, right? And variety of options, obviously, which is fun. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Yeah, boy. He looks great. That's just Hallowheart Ron. Oh, yeah, you could put him in Hallowheart, definitely. Okay, and then we've got a witch sword. So like an elemental sword lady with hood and helmet, and then magic, and then tactical rock. Okay. Next up might be a booba, so we might have to skip, because there sometimes is a bit of a booba, so if I skip immediately, I apologise. Not safe for work potentially coming up. Oh, booba. Oh, get off my screen! Oh my! Oh my! Okay, all right. It's unfortunate, but a part of the zoom and enhance. I buy 3D printed now. Oh, yeah. I need an adult Rob's flashing bits. Yeah, this is fun. Okay. Anyway. So there's also a wizard booba. Then we got some mimics. Okay, which are fun. Love a little bit of a mimic. That's really fun. The open chest version. Bro, I might honestly download these because I might do the chests as objective markers, because those are super fun objective markers, right? Like, they would be just like 4 chests. Yeah, all right, I'm definitely going to do those. That's a great little idea. A battle tome of these with the elementals as battle line, depending on what wizard main element you chose, would be cool. Oh my god! And your sub faction was like Earth, Wind, and Fire, would be amazing. Of course, I think because you've got the troop choices right from back here. All right, I'm in. I'm absolutely in. So you take these guys. These are like your troops, right? Yeah, you make them like a wizard somehow, and like they do like they basically do arcane shots or something. So like Carrick acolytes, but not terrible. So you make them like that. Make them like Scryer acolytes, maybe. You know, like that's kind of your like main unit. Then you've got like, so like you do units of them. And then, yeah, like if you decide to be the Fire Nation or whatever, or Rock Nation, you've got Rock, and he gets special Rock bonuses and stuff. And then you got like main dude, assassin character, not Booba Lady. We can't put Booba Lady in there, but you know what I mean. This is Artisan Guild. And then maybe we could even have the Mimics be a unit, right? Like, or an endless spell or something. That would be quite fun. Like, love that idea of having them as an endless spell. Or make them terrible and name the unit first year wizard students. Yeah, like you could have like two like the unit of 6. You could have 2, right? You could have like apprentice units or like the battle line units, and then you've got like more elite units that do something else. Are you not allowed to show boobs if it's art? I don't know. I haven't checked, to be honest. So I'm just erring on the side of caution, which is rare for me. So appreciate it. The epic boss. Okay, I'm ready. Yes. Look at the thighs on that guy. Yeah, a bit of a disappointing buttock, but that's fine. Big golem. You've looked at Lion's Tower and the Mini Factory. They do some amazing stuff. Rick and Smith, I haven't. Could you send me a link, please? As long as you pose with your fine and thumb on your chin, you can sit all day, yeah. Look at this big boy. You could definitely make a battle tome for this. Like, absolutely. Whoever suggested it, you've immediately got all my creative juices running. Like, you so can. You so can, man. Like, the giant clay golem towering epic boss coming in 2 versions. Okay, so you got like a really big version, and you got like the smash down version as well. That's really fun. I don't know how difficult it is to like design the dude and then change the pose on the dude. But like you're seeing this a lot with like we just saw in the TitanForge one, where it's like, okay, we're gonna give you like a dwarf shaman, but actually there's a version where he's casting a hammer, another where he's casting a shield, and another where he's just like stood around, and so you get the same model in 3 different poses, and I think that's really fab. He's got an arse. Why hasn't he got a swinging menhir and boulders? That's true. I don't think he has. Well, because he probably doesn't reproduce like we would expect him to reproduce. He probably just uses his mind, his head, to do something like that. Anyway, overall, really like so far, big fan. I just think presentation's key for this, right? Like they've presented their miniatures well. I'm a big fan of how they presented their miniatures. TitanForge let me down this month because they've got some great sculpts, but let me down. They let me down. Right, okay. Bestarium. Oh my goodness. Okay, so like we're kind of Bestarium stands on the channel. So yeah, it's Bestarium, and this is their beastmen, right? So we're kind of stands on the channel. They do grim dark fantasy. Yeah, this is your late night. Yeah, candles flickering. Yeah, you're reading. It's like that. It's like when the thunder and lightning is crashing in the film. Never-ending story, yeah, like, and he's like scared and he's reading the book. That's Bestarium Miniatures, yeah. Little bit risque, yeah. Little bit dangerous, a little bit gross sometimes. Yeah, you got to be under your duvet, right? Little torch, looking at your phone somehow for some reason. You're watching the Honest Wargamer look at Bestarium Miniatures, and you're like, oh, maybe he's gonna scare me right now. So, and with that, we move on. Yes. And these plus Clay Beast Creation are probably like you can either mix and match, do one or the other, for doing Beastmen sculpts. So here we got some Centifor. What can I say about the joke apart from
we're sorry, we didn't get it right this time.
Exactly. Right, okay, so isn't this wave 2 of their Beastmen? This is wave 2 of their Beastmen. So actually, if you wanted to do the entire collection, I think most is available from from Bestarium and also Clay Beast actually. So they're very, very popular. One of the ones that is Least popular, and I don't know if I know Outnot's in the chat. And we're gonna look at some stuff later, but do ogres. There are not enough ogre sculpts out in the world. That's all I'm gonna say. Ogres are sorely lacking in the 3D space at the moment. Anyway, these are Centaur. They look fabulous, obviously. Centaur from Games Workshop are like £35 for an 85-point unit. So they're effectively chaff. So I definitely would 3D print them and never buy them from GW, especially part of the GW ones are a million years old. Here you can see just clearly a Cygor sculpt or not a Cygor sculpt. The other one, the Gorgon. So just giant bull monsters, which would make some great gargants as well, right? Ogres but walrus people, make it happen. Oh my god, I've got the walrus sculpts. Anyway, so these battlesmiths are just fabulous, and I'm a huge fan. Huge fan. Some nice Cygor, not Cygors, what are they called? Razorgors. Those are very cool. Look at those. Like, and again, presentation on these guys, they do the job of like doing all the shading and making them look painted when they present them. And I think that really is a selling point. Bound peasants. We became a bit of a fan of the peasant range last release. That we had running peasants, and now we've got bound peasants. And while it's obviously pretty dark and horrific, like pretty fun to put on like your wargaming bases. Or even make as objective markers or something, because you could be trying to free the peasants, right? Like you could have them as objective markers, and the good guys could be trying to free them. The bad guys could be trying to like keep them bound. Who knows, right? I'm alone thinking that Gur hasn't enough beasts in it. Leo Crusham, you and me agree. That's true. Yeah. So then the herd keepers. So these are your Bray shamans, right? And in typical fashion, they have a variety of texture going on. They've got a teeth-based staff, which looks like a wooden haft. And what I really like, if you can look closely on your screens, or go and obviously click the links to go and find them, you'll see that the texture on these is really great. It's one of the things I love most about 3D designs at the minute. Really hoping eventually to upgrade to I'm currently running a 4K printer. My goal is to upgrade to like a 6K, or in my wildest dreams, an 8K printer, which I think is probably outside of my price range for the next couple of years. But like, hopefully, I mean, they're not that much. They're £800, which is like a lot. No statement there. But like, you could pick up 4K printers now for like the 300 mark, right? And the 8K version would be, obviously it's the resolution of the print. But that said, the veins on the arm that you see there on the sculpt will come out on the miniature. The wrinkles on the hand will come out on the miniature. Like, they're all like the 4K will do this to the fidelity that you want. Just an 8K will just do it better, basically, is how it works. Ks don't really matter. It's more about the DPI. I agree, but the DPI is also high on the Ks, right? So it's the same thing, effectively, Shadow Sun. Like, so yeah. But anyway, great little sculpt. Love that. Looks fab. A slave cage. Again, like, it doesn't really shy away. Never have I seen Bestarium move into what I would consider to be problematic stuff, like we saw from AK a few years ago on some of their painting stuff. They've always just been like, look, the brutality of the war. I mean, like, there's a half ripped apart cadaver on the kind of like armor piece here. So like, yeah, like they definitely deal with, like, they definitely put adult themes and brutality into their art and their sculpts, but it never strays into something that I would call like I mean, for some people I assume it might be very difficult actually, but it's the theme, right? Like, it's Elden Ring, it's all those other things anyway. Gorehounds, they're actually really good. I like the overextended jaws, like, and the way too many teeth, and the rat-like face I'm gonna go for. Those are great. Those are really great, the Gorehounds. They're fun. They're very fun. I like that a lot. That's good. Terrifying, love them, yeah. And then the Capra Marauders. So I think these are like your regular like beastmen, basically. So these are probably your best to go if you're playing Age of Sigmar, or even if you're playing Warhammer Fantasy Battles. Shout out to all my 8th edition bros. Yeah, so these are your Bestigor because they're slightly more heavily armored. And then you've got like another Shaman from another sculpt, yeah, with a big axe. Oh, and then you've got a bust. I do love myself a bust at the moment. Like, I'm not gonna lie, busts are really good. They make great trophies for like running tournaments and stuff. He got like a ninja bust. I like that. I think he just didn't know. He just wanted to do this. This was just like a design that he had in his head, and was like, I'm just gonna do that as well. Like, it's just something I want. Dang, those are sweet, yeah. Then this is pretty great. So look, this is your Centaur chariot, like Tuskor chariot. Sorry. So it's got your kind of goat men, not goat men, pig pulling the chariot, and then you got your goat men on top. Again, an incredibly complex miniature for what is a 85 to 60 point miniature in Age of Sigmar. So it's wicked. It's wicked. But I really do wish Games Workshop would like change the efficacy of units. Like each unit should be something that's bombs around like the 150, 200 mark. Like chaff is something that should be very specific as opposed to, well, we just didn't know what to do with it, so it's just crap, but it's cheap, which feels like a bit nonsensical. It's 80 points, lol. Yeah, like this is a lot of art and a lot of printing and a lot of painting for something that's 80 points, but it looks great. Like I'm a big fan. Wow. Wow, that is wicked. What is that? That's great and gross and great all at the same time. Like it's a pig with like that would make a great spawn, I reckon. Like this is good. This might be model of the month. This is good. Like this is weird. Like this is cool. Mark of Nurgle? Yeah, you could use it as a Beast of Nurgle. That's a great suggestion. Love that. Okay, let's get some big boy. Oh my god, this is he's great as well. Is he carrying a person? Okay, so this is a massive sculpt. Like, this is massive. So, like, this is a really big sculpt. This is fun. Yeah, a Gorgon. This is a Gorgon for Beast of Chaos. Or a Mega Gargant. Think about that. What is that? What is that? So that's a cloak of bones that are all tied together with rope. Oh my god, that'd be a nightmare to paint. Into like a crown in which a beastman is. That is amazing. I mean, ugh. Great. That's great. They just do a great job, don't they? And there's the selection. So yeah, if you look, so this is wave 2. So this is the bottom row. The bottom row. And they released the top row, and so they've done beastmen from Age of Sigmar basically, and that's everything you could ever want. They've done. You've got like the whole range now. Like that, you've got the terrain piece. You've just got everything, and it's just the whole range. Have you got dragon ogres? Actually, I don't know if you've got dragon ogres. Is maybe something that's missing from their range. But then clay beasts do great dragon ogres, so you find there. Yeah, they don't do dragon ogres, but they've got everything else, right? No, it's just a dry brush and contrast. Bottom, top, middle. Bottom, top, middle. No, those are Centaur. I'm pretty certain that they've done there. So I don't think they've done that. Those are Centaurs, yeah. But like that, so that's the range, right? Done over the course of 3 months, and that's one of the really fun elements as well. Like, you know, if you stick with a designer over the course of like a Patreon, then and here's some fifth edition Dungeons and Dragons stuff, right? If you just beat like, also they just provide you with like dungeon. If you're like a Dungeons and Dragons bro, just do not know why you're not into this anyway. Right? Okay, we've done STL. All right, on to Clay Beast. All right, love some Clay Beast. So this is Clay Beast creation. So there's going to be some more. I think Beastmen and Clay Beast has stepped it up this week, or this month, sorry. And we've got some painted miniatures as well. I think I saw a sneaky peek. So there we go. So there we can see the design of the kind of green. I'm going to go corn demon prints, basically, in the middle. So I'm pretty certain Clay Beast keeps up, and Outnot, who's in the chat, keeps up with what's going on in Age of Sigmar, and so you get the opportunity sometimes to be like, well, actually, this is really relevant right now. So that's definitely I think that's definitely a Khorne Demon Prince, right? They look way better painted. I agree. I think that like they really give you some idea of like what the miniature is. I do. Like I think that looks fantastic, right? Like just looks really good, really really good. And there you can see some close-ups. Oh, fabulous, fabulous. So you can see the groin, the distended back arm, the tail. Really fun. I like that. The goal was a Khorne Bestial Demon Prince. I think you've done an amazing job. I really like the runes on the axe. One of the things I've really liked about Clay Beast designs for a while now is like if you look at their Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, they've got like a bunch of runes punched into the weapon. And I think that's really fun. I'm not really the painter to pick that detail out, but it kind of reminds me of the old school high elf swords that had like the runes running along them. And I do like a good runic weapon. I think that's really fun. I get these indented. I wouldn't mind one point maybe seeing some. Oh no, what's the opposite of indented? Exdented, outdented, predented, or whatever versions. But yeah, I really like the back of this piece because you get that he's like this was not something that evolved. Like there's clearly gone some thought into this. This is something like almost produced, right? Like it's a demon prince. It was once a human, and everything's got fucking a mess. Like extruded. Thank you. Raised. Also great. So a big fan of that. That looks really fun. There we go. Like you can see that is the axe also a skull. Nice. That's really fun. Yeah, I really like that. That's good. A demon weapon. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, do you know what? I reckon GW demon weapons are just mild and okay. They're not like fucking punchy, and they should be punchy, right? They're in the middle of the bag. Yeah, I really like that at all. I really like that. I really like that. Oh, there we go. Yes, thank you. Do you see what I mean? Like, I think it'd be better if the wings were the upper limbs and the arms were the middle limbs. Interesting. Runes. We've got ourselves some runes. Demon runes. Yeah, if you could do some OSL or other stuff on that, right? You'd end up with some great stuff. All right, great. I like the presentation. This is nice. There we go. And that's how we used to get the miniature presented to us. But Clay Beast has stepped up now, and we've got some new design, so I'm a huge fan of that. And as someone who currently is in need of a Khorne Demon Prince, that's going on the printer block very soon, so thank you. And here we got some other stuff that they've done. These are also going on the printing block for me because I need some Zangor. Turns out Zangor are quite good in the new Age of Sigmar Tzeentch Battle Tome. And so the Zangor, especially with dual blades that you can see there, are going on the printing block. I have previously built nearly 2 armies from Clay Beast prints, actually. I've done a Seraphon army, which ended up winning a world championship, and I also did a Beasts of Chaos army that I've done really well with as well. So these Zangor are going to be added to that because they look fabulous. And here are some gore, some real gore. Having it painted makes it so much clearer and definitely better than when the other designers the shaded digital look. I mean, I think the shaded digital look gives you a real impression as well. Like that, if I really get that that's Clay Beast's thing, the green. I think sometimes the green puts you off, and like maybe flat grey would be good because we at least see like stuff like Forge World miniatures presented like this, or we see a lot of like whips from people where it's like the grey plastic minis. So like presentation I think has to be a pretty key element to a lot of these designers, and I don't think they're necessarily all talking to each other about it, or they're trying to one up each other on it, or they're just trying to do better with the things that they produce. But I think like having the painted versions is very very good here. You see a lot more detail, which is really nice. In advance each month, but it requires a good painter that can do all the month as well as some money. Yeah, that's the issue. Out not definitely, and add the Khorne Demon Prince, and add the Khorne. Yeah, can't wait to print and paint up Clay Beast ogres. Yeah, oh yeah, ogres. Let's go, ogres, ogres, ogres. Anyway, great. Yeah, great stuff. Love that. Big fan. I didn't see this other little fella. Oh, there's the Centaur. Anyway, There's some Centaur available as well in that picture. I don't know if I skipped through it. I don't feel like I did. Oh, this guy. This is just a cool guy. I don't know who he is, but he's just a cool guy. I really like him. Yeah, when those designers split the models into multiple materials, and it always looks super odd to me. I think having a single clay material painted is the way to go. Yo, couldn't miss this one. Yes, Iron Gutsman, what up? Yeah, he's quite chubby. He is quite chubby, but he's great. Yeah. All right, Clay Beast, another great designer, and always in the chat. Really worth supporting, and really good. Okay, on to Big Daddy. Okay, it's fair to say Archvillain's probably king of the mountain. Makes a ton of cash, puts a lot of effort in, and some truly crazy sculpts. As you can see here, I started to do this new thing 3 months ago where you get a life-size prop. I've started printing those out and put them out as trophies. They're just great. Okay, so again, Scarlet Scourge. So this is going to be some stuff. This is going to be some spooky season stuff, right? Best Death Trophy. I'm just going to use it as just the trophy because it's a Halloween event, right? It's the Halloween trophy. Love the idea of printing out a trophy. Yeah, like they do those life-size sculpts. We've done them previously and people really liked it. So, okay, so here's just a very, very intimate shot, which I don't like the look of here. Let's be honest. Right, okay. Let's see what we've got. Some sort of like. So this is definitely a vamp, and it looks like on a selection of vamps. The wings on the bats are quite thick, but they're thick unfortunately by design, because in order for the model to like support itself, they're going to need to be that thick. So it's kind of a little bit immersive breaking, but I like that he didn't let it stop him. It's like, cool, I'm just going to have them have thick wings. You can just deal with it. So it's quite fun, right? Because he definitely has the ability to do like thinner, but like it's just the material and the way it works. It makes it possible. Okay, what is this? What is that? So it's definitely a vampire cradling his own brother who's pouring out of him? Vecna. Oh yeah, it might be Vecna from Stranger Things. This is just mental. This is correct. Hello, Blackrock Library. Hello. Hello, everyone in the chat, by the way. Thanks for joining me. And thanks for everyone watching this live. Yo, what is this? It's got like... So obviously you can also print the base as well if you wanted to, but... This is just some creepy, weird stuff, man. That's all I'm going to say. I really like it. I like the very armored legs. Like at one point, this king was like fully like armor plated, ready for war, and now you've just got this like this monstrosity of evil. Yeah, this guy's from Total Recall, but gotten bit by vamps. Yeah, couldn't argue it's absorbing. You could argue it's absorbing the creature. Oh, I like that idea. That's quite fun. Would be a cool Vengori Lord, definitely. Would be very cool. I think he's trying to restrain him. It looks like, or is he like, is he comforting him? The face on the main guy is phenomenal. It looks like his lips were sewn together at some point, right? Yeah, like, would be like, get back inside. Yeah, this is fun. This is kind of like a village style thing, right? Where it's the double. Yeah, that's fun. What is this? So this looks like it's a mechanical, like, gross vamp, which smaller vampires are feeding from. I'm gonna say, like, this is rough. Yeah, it does look like Pearl from Blade. Yeah, but this is a different Pearl. Pearl's not in comfort now. Pearl's being eaten upon, right? Like, it's a blood farm thing. I think it is a blood farm. I think it is like a big giant or an ogre who's a blood farm, right? But it also looks like, is he like got eggs in like his stomach and he's birthing something? I don't like this. Oh man, that's rough. That's rough. I hope the November release is all like flowers and pumpkins. Yeah, because I get it's spooky season, but my God, there's another ninja vampire running off a bunch of like bats and flames. It's quite cool. There's another version of it that's quite cool. That's a blind one. That's fun. Here you just see a sweet ass flayer or kind of gargoyle style unit. There's a couple of those there. They're really fun. They would make some great flayers actually. What is that, unit 4? Yeah. Um, here's another like death mage / vampire on a host of bats. I really like these because you can do a cool flesh eater corpse army out of that, right? So you got flayers, and then you've got these are going to be your ghouls, like so your crypt ghouls, so like double armed, weird, like massive, like vampiric skull helmets, like I'd say a horror, yeah. Like yeah, well you got flayers with the winged ones, and then these are the horrors, right? Crypt horrors, so the bigger versions, right? And because you got a variety there. And then you got some characters for D&D. So just a like a tiefling or something with a shield and sword. Oh no, there's a couple of these guys. Okay, this is quite fun. Okay, you got some knights. Some like I suppose if you did enough of these, they could be your. These could be your. I mean, these could just be vamp characters at the end of the day. Yeah, they're vamp characters. There's another one of our crypt horror style models. Man, what is going on there? What is with the like the other ones have got like face plates to hide the guy in the middle, and then this guy's just like wearing it. What is it? This is a mix between Soul Black Gravelorn and Flesh Eater Corpse. It is. Yeah. Assuming you didn't get a delivery today. Pershaw, I did not get a delivery today, my friend. I don't think. Otherwise, I would have said. Why? Why? What are you up to? What are you up to? Wow. That's awesome. Look at the distended mouth, the big horror arms and hands. I'm a big fan of that. Nice. And then there's I like how chunky this version is, and this guy's a little bit more like gaunt and hasn't quite absorbed as much. Bro, yes. I love that one. That's great. Come on. Let's go. Yes. So yeah, another 4 of those. You definitely could do crypt horrors out of those. There's that rough looking. I mean, that's an amazing. What's it called? Oh God, bust that people can do. And there you go. That's going to be that's going to be the trophy for my Halloween event held here at the TSN Arena in October for Age of Sigmar. I got a 2,000 point Age of Sigmar event, and that's going to be the trophy. So it looks pretty cool, crystallized, yeah. Like super fun. I printed out the other stuff that they've produced. He started to do this like one-off, like big relic to go with the release, and it's awesome. Really awesome stuff. Really fun. And there you can see from a couple of different angles. Oh, that's so gross. Yeah. I'm bringing Cruel Boys, of course it can. Yes, who's this guy? Hello. He's got a little bird atop his hump. Oh, let's go. He's got like some keys, a little lock on his pocket. Oh my goodness. Hello, winner, model of the month, the mom. Yeah. What is the model of the month, chat? What's the like? Looks like Techless proxy, an evil-looking wooden spoon made out of leg bones. Yeah, me after 4 hours sleep. Kritzer, this isn't Kritzer. A gross. He's cute. This guy though, holy shit. This is our more like trad vamp murder hobo. And that's the release. So I mean, in many ways, there's the elements to building a Flesh Eater Courts army, or Flesh Eater Courts army from here. But in many ways, it's also not enough. And I think that sometimes it's like what Archvillain stick is, right? Like, you get the opportunity to have some incredible like works of art, which is what all of the other designs are, but not necessarily any more geared. I don't think they've ever been geared towards, we're going to make it so you can build an army out of this, but you can definitely take sculpts out of these ranges and build most portions of an army, right? Very grim release, I agree. Okay, so Sacrus Mundus, okay? So they have this month's release. Okay, so these are terrain people you do on FDM, right? They have this month's release already. It's fine. It's just some Imperial stuff. I'm not too stressed about it. My favorite designer for terrain, I as of yet don't know what them October release is, but I know it's called the Orc Space Program, and there's a fucking rocket. Yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, I am hype. I have printed off multiple boards worth of Sacrus Mundus terrain. It's my favorite designer for terrain. And I really wish he would do more fantasy stuff as opposed to sci-fi stuff. But this has got me at level 11. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to build the craziest, wackiest orc board you've ever seen, and it's going to look wicked, and I am very excited, right? Be looking for some FEC crypto for anyone else recommends Clay Beast. There's a bunch of stuff. So I'd just like you to know that off the back of this show, I had some messages on Twitter today. People asked, hey, Rob, can you just do a show exclusively for each faction in Age of Sigmar so that, we can find out where to get some designs and stuff? And I was like, yeah, sure. That'd be a really fun show for me to put together. But can we just take a moment to look at that? Right? The Elon Musk war, exactly. Apart from obviously Elon Musk is a piece of shit. But amazing. Amazing. Let's go. Right? Gonna drive at a hobby store and blow my birthday money on some Warhammer, so chat Skaven or FEC. If you get buying Skaven, you're only allowed to buy the Vermin Lords. You're not allowed to buy anything else. This will be the best board ever. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Spare hands to the moon. It's going to be so fun, right? Okay, on to the cuties. Now, if you remember from last month, if you've been someone who's been into this show every month that we do, you'll remember that we looked at last month's release where there was a bunch of goos. Yeah, there were some slimes. And the slimes, there was a slime king, and they had little slime weapons. They have become viral. Every miniature painter on TikTok, and I'm sorry about the sentence I just said, and Instagram, apologies again for all those words I just said together in a sentence, yeah, loved them. They absolutely loved them. And they printed out millions of them, and they've been, everyone's been painting them. It's been great. And I've been really happy to see Dragon Tapper Lodge get this, because they just are weird bros who do weird champ stuff. The idea is that there's a lodge, and it goes around, and it goes and traps stuff. Yeah, that's the idea of it. So, they're always exploring. They've definitely taken, a deep dive into Wild recently. And so we're just going to dive into the stuff now, because it's super fun. Oftentimes we get a model of the month out of this, because they're just great. Okay, so we've got, this is some terrain. So we've got some candles. We've got some other little elements here that we might want to print out. There's a cauldron with feet, with a little tentacle coming out. There's a house, and all these other stuff as well. And whatever that is, some sort of shrine or something. Okay, first off, we got some classic witches. Yeah, nothing too weird here. Just some classic witches, some damsels, with maybe thigh highs, atop with some big hats atop a broom. Nothing, pretty trad. A trad witch housewife, you could describe them. Yeah, something I've always wanted to be. And then we get weird. Now we're getting super weird. So these look like sacks that have been, sewn together. Potato sacks that have been sewn together, and they've been animated into weird little homunculi. And stitched golems. Yeah, it's great. Thank you, Transil. Stitched golems. So, Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas, yeah. Okay, so there's a thing. Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas. Thank you, chat. Didn't know what that was, but appreciate you a lot. So yeah, there you go. So mechanical scarecrows. Super fun, load of texture, super fun to paint. And then we've got like just a Dr. Evil bro on top of a mechanical chair. Sure, that's fun. I don't really know what that is, but okay, happy with that. And then we've got pumpkin homunculi cannons, I think is what we're seeing here. Yeah? Like, is that what we're seeing? Yo. like, like, what are these? So they got pumpkin heads, the bodies of like, I'm gonna say like ogres or something, or like four-armed ogres or something, pumpkin bombardiers, and then you've got a variety of different like top armaments. You've got the skull face firing a cannon, the pumpkin lidded cannon firing a pumpkin, and then it looks like a mouse or something. Right, those are pump cannons. This is 10 out of 10. It is 10 out of 10. It's super weird, like, but it's 10 out of 10. I don't know what, I'm all for this. Like, yeah, this is why I subscribe to these guys. I never, like, I always think, like, I'm like, okay, this is something I eventually maybe want. I subscribe to these every month because I'm like, what's weird is I sometimes feel like the subscription alone, like, that I pay, whatever it is, like £8 or £9, which is a lot of money. I do recognize, is worth it for this show and this show alone, and also for like the ability to like look at these, because like you get access to just some amazing stuff, and it's just so fun to see the creativity, right? Okay, cool. So I'm sure this is isn't this in Final Fantasy? This is like a trope. This is a D&D trope, isn't it? Yeah. Like this is just a dude with a mouth, like a plant thing. Mario, that's it, Mario. Yeah, it's okay. It's definitely Little Shop of Horrors. Okay, thank you, Lost Ogle. Okay, and then we've got the house, but the house on top of a hand, or the hand as something weird and separate. I hate either of those two things. This is a Dragon Tapper Lodge. Sorry, Trapper. Dragon Trapper's Lodge is who it is. Those are the designer. The Baba Yaga house. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. Like a hair witch, covered in witch with like a dragon egg scepter or another scepter. That's fun. I really like that. That's really cool. Really cool there. That's a nice little thing. We've seen the terrain. We've seen the candles. A scarecrow archer. Oh boy, that's cool. That's funky as hell. All stitched up. Yeah, that's nice. That's really rad. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah. Fiddlesticks meets Ash. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you League of Legends fans, this is fun. This is good. This is a really fun sculpt. I like this a lot. Some weird. Yeah, I mean that was cute, right? Like that's just fun. It's just a little pot with feet and a little tentacle, but I still like it. Whatever. What is this? An anglerfish. Okay, we can skip that. I'm not into that. Oh my god, I'm definitely not. What is this? A fish that's a bug? The tail of a fish that's a bug with wings? No. Oh yeah, yeah. Chaos spawn. What is this? A mechanical mouth, a brain, the wings of a bird, a scorpion tail. Like, I do not. I feel like this is like these are almost joke sculpts, right? The Zinch is just playing with some creatures. Like he's just like, I'm just going to mix loads of different things together. Okay, mechanical skull, arms, body, and more and then mechanical bits where the wings go. Yeah, leftovers. Maybe it's like a mix and match. Maybe like the body is all the same, and you're allowed to change the arms, the tail, and the wing slots. Wait, hold on. Let me just check. Yeah. It is. It is. You're allowed to. you can mix and match. You can mix and match, so the body's the same, and then you just choose the wings, the head, the arms, and the tail, and then you got a dragon. Or is that a fist? is the face on this model a fist? And it's got human hands. What? Okay, alright. Yeah, this is good. Okay, I was not expecting that. Okay, and it's just the weird bug people. Alright, I'm fed up with the bugs. Alright, overall, again, weird. Emotional, weird, fun. Yeah. Why did that make me think of old Chuck Norris memes? Yeah, like, this is great. Build your own Frankenmonster. I do like the idea. Yeah, it's build your own Frankenmonster. That's what it is, right? That's really funny. And if you magnetized it, you could like roll a dice and be like, okay, I've got this model. It's this many points. Okay, I need to roll to see what his attributes are. And every attachment has a special rule. So like the stinger tail has a different melee profile to the fish tail, and like you just roll on a chart. And then you just stick, like, if you magnetize it all, you stick on the robot head or the bug head or the anglerfish head, and you just deploy it at that point. That's super funny, right? Punch face is going to be, I mean, obviously punch face, 2d6 mortal wounds, right? Like, that's really fun. Love that. That's great. Okay, on to Marvel Crisis Protocol. So any fans of the MCP universe, here you go. Here's some designs. So Baby Groot with the axe. That's cute. The guy from the thingies, Thanos' crew, the Dark Dudes, whatever the Dark Dudes are called. And these are just like straight 1-for-1s that you can use inside Marvel Crisis Protocol, the game. A lot of people print their miniatures. So this is just from whoever, Atomic Mass Games. They have like a box where they like you sell this guy and another guy maybe together, and now you can just print them off. I think if you be like, and then this is another character. So you're looking at like there between the 4 models that you're looking here. You're looking at 2 boxes and over like £60 worth of models from like maybe from Atomic Mass Games, and this is obviously a lot cheaper. Corvus Glaive, yeah. How do they get away with the mouse not kicking down their door? I don't know, is the answer. So, there we go. But while the mouse isn't kicking down their door, I'm taking the opportunity to get some sweet sculpts that print out really great. So, there you go. And then Jeremy, I think that's his name. I don't think that's his name. Yeah, Black Dwarf and Glaive, I think. Yeah, that's the one. And then this guy, but his name's not Jeremy, whatever his name is. There's some dude from Ronan, the Accuser. Thank you. Yeah, that's Ronan the Accuser. That's someone else. So you've got like are they the Cabal? And there's a Thanos as well, the Cabal. And then there's Fish Boy. Amazing. This is just straight Thanos. Yeah, right. This is, and then you've got the Fish Merman and some alternate. Yeah, there you go. And what's fun is there's a variety of different sculpts there, right? Like we just saw. So the Ronan the Accuser sculpt is like 2 different ones. So if you wanted to print both off, you and your opponent, you and your friend could have different versions of the same character produced here. Yeah, and there's the Deep. So yeah, great, really great designer, really great sculpts. I love that. We have not done this. Lord of the Print. Now, Lord of the Print normally do like monster stuff, and we haven't seen them really go into like, you can build an army from this. And then they were like, okay, Rob, hold my beer. We're going to get you some like sweet sculpts, and let's go, because honestly, these look great. I think the presentation can like leave a little to be desired, but I agree. You could do a Stormcast army out of this, right? Like, this is really fun. So first off, you've got a dragon, doesn't have any wings, and again, the presentation style is this kind of like whatever it is. Falls and Riot, thank you for resubscribing. Also, thank you to everyone for resubscribing. Digby, thank you for subscribing and complimenting my flannel. You're all very much appreciated. Thank you. So you go. There's a big dragon as well. There's another big dragon. Right, and let's just get into the inventory, right? Those depth guard are amazing. Yeah, so, you've kind of got like almost dark elf vibes to them. Then you've almost got that aquatic kind of like depth guard vibe. Very Anor Lando from Dark Souls. I know I say at least once a stream, sorry. Don't ever say sorry. Like, clearly these designers get inspiration from stuff, and it's super worth noting. And it's good for me to learn as well. So if anyone knows where these designs kind of like are more like, where they've taken inspiration from, I love to hear it because it's really good. Who's this from? This is Lord of the Print is who it is. Yeah, Vampire Graveguard. Yeah, so you could go, I was thinking that initially, you could go Vampire Graveguard. You could also go Chaos Warriors as well, because we've got like a lot of like the spikes and other stuff. But I don't hate the idea of doing them as like, those could be like 5 Liberators or something for Stormcast. If Stormcast looked like that, Stormcast would be much cooler than they currently are, right? This could have been the art direction they went with Deacon Thralls. Also true as well, right? It does say Blood Knight Hammer Squadron at the bottom, so it does look like it's meant to be vampires, right? But there's nothing in there that really tells you that they are, other than the shields. And again, I agree, the shields are very what we traditionally think as like vampire like stuff. But Chaos Warriors, Stormcast, a bunch of other things. You could do some real fun stuff there, basically. There's some shield, so some shield and sword guys, and the swords are great. They look really fab. I love them. And then you got like the halberd squadron. So not really necessarily. Like, now you're moving into the category where it's just the same unit with different weapons, and that's fine. And big halberd fan, FYI, big halberd fan. Like, I think they look phenomenal. And then you're moving into a blood axe squadron. So like you've got like two hand weapons. But like at this stage, you've gone like, okay, you want all the weapon options, weapon option, weapon option. And the thing that I really like about TitanForge when they do this is they just like, cool, here's the body, here are the weapon options. I'm not going to like, and here are ball joints. Just do what you want. And I feel like that's like some of the designers maybe are a little bit behind on that tip. Like, because I'm like, you only have to produce 5 bodies, then you only have to produce the weapon sets, and then it's you're not doing as much, I think. Yeah, they cover all the Stormcast stuff. Yeah, they do. They do. So I think that's interesting. But that looks great, right? Like, look at that. And you could do like a variety of different stuff. There's like a lot. There's 2 very significant kind of like textures to this miniature. You've got those like, you got all the armor panels, and then you've got like the ring mail, which would be quite fun to kind of just do 2 different types of metallics, and then some dry brushing and some washing. And I think you could end up with like a very unique and wicked looking unit, because those raised edges that they've given you, it's not quite trim that you would get on like a Chaos Warrior, where it's like a flat edge. They've given you like that raised area, so you can dry brush over the top, and then the washes are going to do a lot of the work for you. And same with the ringlets. Yeah, so you could definitely do a Stormcast army. The more I look at the guy, the more I see Khorne. Well, that's the other thing I was saying as well. Like, imagine that as Carrick Acolytes, if Carrick Acolytes weren't shit. Imagine those as, like, Zangor, right, if you did them in Tzeentch. Imagine that was like a metallic blue or a metallic red. Like, you would have some pretty, like, wicked units there. Like, yeah, and also you could do them in a light angelic paint as well. Like, all rusty armor, I think would look great. It's just Chaos Warriors would look amazing. This is just Chaos Warriors. Exactly, you could definitely do Chaos Warriors, right? Especially the shield version, because Chaos Warriors normally like shielded. But like wicked pose, really fun. Dynamic pose, also great as well. Dynamic pose. You could even, depending on scale, you could even run them as like Mortek Guard. Potentially, I know Mortek Guard are meant to be like bone constructs, But there's the opportunity to turn those into, and then that leans into the death element a little bit there. If you did that, they're great, lovely dynamic pose. Blue to purple contrast over metal dry brush would look good. There we go. Yeah, I'd make a Vampiric Stormcast army for this for sure. God damn it, I need more time and money. We all do, right? That's kind of the problem. Personally, I'd go for the hammer unit because I think of all the weapon options that they've shown, the hammer unit's fucking great. So then you kind of say to yourself, what would I do? This is why I've advocated for a long time that just like we just write battle tomes for each release. Like I'm always this close to like that also being the other thing that I do. Just every time someone does a release, instead of having to co-opt it into Stormcast, you just make these their own faction, and you're like, sweet, I'm just going to print them and use them. I really do think that that's the future of miniature wargaming, personally. Like a rule set that uses all of these different designers together at once would be really fun. Where's the shield guy? I want the shield. Oh, the hammer bros are just the future, right? Like, I love the hammer bros. Chaos Chosen, Slaves to Darkness is another great shout. I really think that they would work as Chaos. They would really work as Chaos. I mean, they're great, right? Like, yeah, they do have a Sauron vibe, definitely. The shield versions are just great. Oh, I like that. Look at that with all the additional little, like you could definitely also weather these really nicely as well. They're really good. They're really good. And again, just being able to see each individual model is such a flex. I really wish TitanForge. I hope they don't stop doing that because that was a weird thing. Oh, we got a banner, bro. All right, we're happy with that. We got a musician. What is that? What is that? Okay. All right, a little bit of fun. He's got some drums. You could use as dryads. Green. It's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. Is that painted model dents and dings on the armor? Let me just check for you. I think the dings are painted. Yeah, the dings are painted. So, might have to get these from a Sinesh army. Oh, you could use them as Sinesh. That's great. Again, they would look really good in like pink, purple, sort of like Sineshi style colours. That's kind of what I mean. Oh, as if there's a cavalry unit. Okay, the horse is good. The horse is very nice. Okay, I really like the horse. There's a musician horse. I like the halberding on the horse. What I like is that there isn't trim, and there's stuff you can dry brush nice. Like, I'm not sure about the base. Well, yeah, but you don't have to print it on the base. These are good. These are cool. Halberd version. Oh, hello. We've got a little captain, have we? Little soldier. Little boss. He doesn't look like a vamp, right? Just bold. Frickin' let's go. Let's go. That's great. Yeah, these are good. These are really good. And then we've got like a Nazgul. Definitely a Nazgul. Yeah, another Nazgul. Some big, whatever these are. Oh, God. Oh, no. Gross. So definitely the whole range is meant to be vampires. Hello, beautiful. What are you? You're a big chunky boy with a big sword. That's what you are. What are these? Wow. So we got like three different poses. Nice. The helmets are hilarious. Silent Hill all day. Chaos Ogres? Yeah, I wish Chaos Ogres existed. Yeah. This can be your Blight Kings. Nice. I think they're probably too big for Blight Kings, though. I think they're probably too big for Blight Kings, which is a bit of a shame. Like, yeah, because look, they're quite big. I mean, I think it's a great release. Like, I think, like, You definitely wouldn't use those guys as skeleton warriors. Like you could use this. Like you use it. This is our Oceanic Bone Reapers army. This is our Oceanic Bone Reapers army. Go with me on it. Like just go with me on it. Like the cavalry are our whatever they're called, the Death Riders. Yeah, the infantry are our Mortek Guard. And then these things are nothing. Like they're nothing. They're not in it. And then these big guys, there are Necropolis Stalkers or our Immortis Guard, basically. And then a guy riding a dragon is our arcane. You know, we've got the only thing we're missing is a catapult, and then these big monsters can be our just inexplicably via magic. This Nazgul can be our Gothazar Harvester, right? Aren't ogres already chaos? I mean, they worship a giant chaos mouth in the ground, right? No, it's not a chaos mouth. No, hunger isn't a bad feeling, bro. It's a good feeling. Gork and Walker, who they see as a big mouth, yeah. Catacross, yeah. You could use them as DOK, just say everything is bow snakes. That's what you mean. Print those large for Gargants. Yeah. I might do a Gargant army, you know. Just print out some just fucking giant Critigator. Have you looked at Valiant and the Vile set yet? Great Stormcaster Nurgle proxies. Critigator, I haven't. Have you got a link? You could send it to me, please. Anyway, great range. Okay, next we're going 40k. Don't jump off just because you don't like it. This is Piper Makes. This is my dream 40k army. Everything Piper makes. Okay, bye. Yeah, and it's Tau, right? And it's Weeb Tau, but it's just the best. Look at that. So this is clearly meant to be our, whatever the hell it's called, the guy that puts his roots down. But here you can see it all prints as individual parts. So all prints as individual parts. If you want to paint it individually, puts it all like that, which is fun. And we've got some different arm options. And there's some designs. But the thing I really wanted to show you, yes, look at the big rail gun. Like, that just looks just so great. And again, a lot of why I think she's very, very successful is because of presentation. Like she presents the stuff really well. Thank you, Creator. But the other thing that I think is really, really good is this. Like us as 3D printers, we've got the option to really bore down into all of the elements. You know, you really want some of those things sometimes. Saw someone kitbash Gutos or Scully and be pulled by Morfang and use it as Ogre Crone Spine. Oh, that's fun. That's really fun. Rocket launcher knee pads, rocket launcher arms, rocket launcher shoulders. Just all rocket launchers all the time. Like... do you want some rockets in your rockets? Here are the rockets. Like, but just great. And obviously a lot of that, the 3D rendering makes this look better than most of us would probably be able to paint, which is also a little bit unfair. So probably being showcased in what is an unrealistic kind of like unachievable like set. But again, it just works really well, right? So like I think that works really nicely. What is this link we've been sent? The Valiant and the Vile by Creator Gator. Hello. So this is someone I do not subscribe to. The Valiant and the Vile. And this would be used as Stormcast. Have I got some pictures? Get me some pictures. Oh no. Okay. I can't see these particularly big, so I'm going to have to come back to this another time. I'm going to go with they look okay at the moment. Alright, let's see a picture. Not sure about that, bro. We'll come back to that. Alright, next design. So next up, final one of the month. Final one of the month. I'd be subscribed to more if I could. I just can't afford it. Unless you want to support me on Patreon. And then I can do this. It's just some Star Wars bros. Any Star Wars Legions fans in the chat? It's just some Star Wars stuff I found. So here's some Star Wars dudes having Star Wars guns, being Star Warsy. There's some more Star Wars bros being Star Wars and being Star Warsy. And then so kind of like diversifying. Like out of the range this month, if you look, got some Lord of the Rings, got some MCP, and you got some Star Wars Legion, all really being catered for by these guys. Nice, I need some sci-fi STL. And there you can see, is that like death? These guys look like chaos or death stormtroopers. There's a Halloween stormtroopers, which is kind of like alternate reality fun stuff, which I quite like. Yeah, and then whatever these are. I subscribed to these because they had Wookiees at one point. Not Wookiees, the other things, the little ones that jump out the trees. Yeah, and I was like, I loved it. And then just a bunch of stuff that you can have. What is your favorite Star Wars spaceship ship design? No problem. It's obviously and will always be pod racing, as that's the best Star Wars movie. Yeah, a bunch of Ewoks. So I had loads of Ewoks, and I printed out loads of Ewoks because they're Ewoks, man. Come on. What, you don't want Ewoks? Yeah, like, they were like, we're doing Ewoks. I was like, subscribe. Like, immediately, obviously. Yeah, if they did pod racing, immediately subscribe. Of course. And that's it. That's all of the designs. That's it for this month. Pretty great. I think, I feel like there's some real stuff out there. I gotta say, I feel like Lord of the Print did some really interesting stuff for us this time. Definitely made us all very excited, which was good. Dragon Tapper Lodge confused us and was weird. Archvillain also always great. Clay Beast with some great sculpts. Especially, like, love seeing Clay Beast kind of step up presentation on that element, which is fun. STL Miniatures, really cool. Loved that. That was great. Bestarium finishing off, like, just, if you want to do Beast of Chaos, like, there's a lot there, right? It's great. Artisan Guild with some fun stuff. TitanForge, a little bit of a step back in how they present their minis. Like, there's some really fun stuff I'd like to look at closer, but I can't see it. So, hopefully there's a bigger release coming on soon. And then some Lord of the Rings stuff, which was fun. Oh, and we had some MCP and some other elements as well, which was cool. So yeah, like, and then we're just waiting for that Orc rocket ship. That's what we're doing. So just really great. Like, it's my favorite time of the month. It's great. It's great. I get it. Like, Games Workshop and other miniature design companies are always releasing models. But there are independent artists who create miniature games based off their designs. Many of the designers are at the stage where they have their own ecosystem, where there are D&D module campaigns in conjunction with them. There are rule sets to go in conjunction with them, with things like Warcry sometimes. There is all sorts of stuff, and I think it's brilliant, and I'm a huge fan. So, like, I think it's super worth supporting if you've got the time and money, and you get some sweet designs, which is really cool. When will the adjacent show be back? Tell me when the guys are free. Both the guys are very busy at the moment, so when they're free, they'll be back. I hope you enjoyed the show. Leave some comments on what your favourite designs were and all those other bits. Thanks very much, and see you soon.